Hey everyone, I'm Sakar, and today we're going to be going over the bomber build that I've been using lately because this thing is a lot of fun and I enjoy this thing so much. It hits so hard and people just get trapped inside the bombs. I absolutely love it. So without further ado, let's just get started. I don't want to waste your guys' time. So we're going to be an orc warden. We have to be a warden at base on this class because we are going to be using the warden class script for that. So we do need to be a warden. But we're going to be a combination of Warden, Nightblade, and Necromancer as well, with the Animal Companion skill line from Warden, the Assassination skill line from Nightblade, and then the Grave Lord skill line from Necromancer. So we'll get to that in a second though, but to start off, we're also going to be using 26 points into health for our attributes and then 38 points into stamina. It's going to give us a magic pool of 15.8k. 15.6k, a health pool of 31.7k, so that we're nice and chunky. We can take a hit. It's not just like one of those brawler, one of those bomber builds that just goes in and dies in 2 seconds. It's actually something that I think could survive nicely. And then also our max stam pool is going to be 20.9k, so that's pretty healthy. I like that as well. We're also going to be using Jewels of Misrule as our food. That way increases our health as much as possible, as well as our stam and magic recovery as well. Also, Vampire Stage 3 is very important. That makes us a little bit more tanky. That 15% damage mitigation is very necessary in PvP, especially right now when everybody's hitting so hard. I definitely need that 15% damage mitigation. And as well as that, we're going to be using the Shadow as our Mundus because we want our crit damage to hit as high as possible because crit is king in the current meta. It is phenomenal. So looking a little bit more, we're going to be using Balorg as our monster set. Balorg we're going to be using a heavy reinforced helmet with a heavy impinged shoulder. It's also going to give us a line of weapon and spell damage, as well as whenever you use an ultimate ability, you're going to gain weapon and spell damage equal to the amount of total ultimate consumed. So basically, if you use 200 ultimate, you're going to get 200 weapon and spell damage. Same thing, you're going to get physical and spell penetration equal to 23 times the amount. So 200 times 23. Guys, I'm recording this video at 9:10 in the morning. I'm not doing math. Good luck. But basically, you get a lot of weapon damage and you get a lot of pen. So it's really good. And whenever you ult, you're just going to be hitting a lot harder because of that. So you kind of want that. Also, we're going to be using a heavy trainee chest piece in Reinforced. This is going to get your resistances as high as possible because of that reinforced chest piece. Then you're also going to get your health as high as possible because we have 1 extra slot on this build. So why not? And then we're also going to be using Rushing Agony as our front bar set. So we're going to be using a medium Divines one because I just wanted to have it hit a little bit hard. So what it's going to do is going to give you a line of stam recovery, weapon and spell damage, and then offensive penetration. And the 5 piece is whenever you deal damage with a blink, charge, leap, teleport, or pull ability, you're going to pull enemies within, after 0.8 seconds, you're going to pull enemies within 12 meters of you. And then after 2 seconds, it's going to deal about 8,000 damage to all enemies within 7 meters. So it's amazing. It's on a really low cooldown as well. So like you can do it every 8 seconds, which is a really low cooldown, especially in PvP. 8 seconds goes by like that. So what it does, and then our ability to activate that is going to be Lotus Fan. But we'll get to that very shortly, and I'll get to all of the combos and how to do everything properly. Don't worry, guys. I'm just going to explain everything on the stat sheet first, the skills, the skills, the gear, the champion points, the class scripts, the scripts and everything. Don't worry, I'll get to everything, I promise. We're also going to be using Wretched Vitality as our back bar set. It's going to be a light impen sash for that because what that's going to do is going to give you a bunch of recovery. That way you're able to sustain and survive. So Wretched Vitality gives you magic and stam recovery and also weapon and spell damage on the back bar. And then while in combat, applying a major buff or debuff to you with the duration is going to give you 260 magic and stam recovery. Same thing with a minor buff or debuff. So just as a way to go forward, because so like if you apply both conditions of that 5 piece, you're going to get a bunch of recovery. And so just to go ahead a little bit, because I do want to explain that to you guys, because I know a lot of like some people don't know all about it. Race Against Time. This is going to be on our back bar, so this is going to be proccing Wretched Vitality. What this does is it can give you major expedition, so that fulfills the major requirement of that. It's also going to give you minor force. So as you can see, those 2 buffs, those are great ways to activate your Wretched Vitality very quickly and have it be very consistent as well. And then moving on, we're going to be using medium legs of Rushing Agony in Divines. We're also going to be using medium feet in Rushing Agony in Impen. And then for our mythic, we're going to be using Monomyth Reforged because it is, in my opinion, the best mythic in the game right now. And it is just so good because it gives you access to Major Force, which is so slept on. So we're going to be using Protective with a weapon and spell damage enchantment on it. And so what this does is while in combat on your primary weapon, you're going to gain Major Force and Minor Berserk. So you're going to be hitting very hard. And then on your back bar, you're going to be getting Major Protection and Minor Vitality. So you're going to be very tanky on your back bar. So it's very good. I think the Major Force aspect of this is phenomenal. So just imagine how hard you're critting on this build. So when you're using your ultimate, you have Major Force. You want to make sure that your Race Against Time is always active. So you're going to get Minor Force from that. So you have Major and Minor Force. That's huge for your damage. And then also Shadow Mundus as well. Guys, you're going to be critting hard. You're going to be critting hard. You're going to be critting nasty. It's nice. This is without a doubt the best mythic in the game right now. I highly recommend getting this. Also, Retro Vitality Ring, Protective, Weapon, Spell Damage enchantment on it. Same thing with the necklace, Retro Vitality, Protective, Weapon, Spell Damage enchantment on it. Also, we're going to be using Maces of Rushing Agony. I was thinking either doing Maces or doing Axes, but I figured Maces were a little bit better. Axes are really good, but I feel like we're pretty good on the crit department right now. So I wanted to put a little bit of Maces out there. That way we can get our pen a little bit higher. So we're going to be using dual Maces of Rushing Agony. Main hand is going to be Nirnhoned with a shock damage enchantment on it. Offhand is going to be sharpened with a physical damage enchantment on it, so we can get a little bit of stamina back as well. And the back bar is going to be an Ice Staff of Retro Vitality, defending with a weapon and spell damage enchantment on it. So moving on, we're also going to be using for our skills, because let's do this really quick. Lotus Fan, this is going to be your gap closer. This is going to be what activates your Rushing Agony to start pulling everybody in. So you want to do that once, make sure it's activated, then really don't use it again after that because it's really not that great of a skill. Also, Camel Hunter, this is going to be your source of Major Savagery and Prophecy, increasing your weapon and spell critical by 2,600. So puts up your crit a lot higher. And then also, Whirling Blades is going to be your execute on this build. So when everybody's pulled in and you got all that damage and it's nice and it's nasty, you're going to be able to hit this. It's going to be able to execute all the enemies that are stuck inside your bomb. Boom, easy, 100 to 0 that quick. Deep Fissure, you want to activate this at the beginning because when you hit your enemies, it's going to be a nice little bit of burst damage. But on top of that as well, that a lot of people kind of forget sometimes, I do sometimes, is it's going to apply your enemies with major and minor breach, both of them. So it's going to reduce their physical and spell resistance by about 9,000 overall. So that is huge. Make sure you hit them with this because they're going to be very squishy. It's going to be hitting them a lot. Like your every other ability is going to hit them a lot harder after this. Also, we're going to be using Binding Contingency. This is going to be our one of our 2 scripts on this build from the Scribing skill line. So, or Scribing, not skill line, you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Anyways, so what this one does is it's going to deal 3,000 magic damage. It's going to be the immobilization script. So it's going to keep them stuck in place for a second. They're not CC'd exactly, but they're immobilized, so they have to like roll that or something out of it. But what's also going to happen is you have for the next script, you're going to have your Warden script on them, your Warden class script. So it's going to create an 8-meter area for 2 seconds under your target. And then what's going to happen is going to snare the enemies by 70% and charm them for 3 seconds as well. So it's basically going to CC them. They're going to be following you around. That's what charm means. It CCs them and they start following you and they start walking towards the target. They start walking towards you. So it's a nice little double CC that catches so many people off guard. Like a lot of people don't know what's happening to them because they break free and they still can't move because they still have that immobilization on them from the first script. So it's a very, very wonky mechanic that I feel like ZeniMax hasn't really thought, they haven't really thought it through too much, but can't really complain. And then also it's going to inflict minor vulnerability for 22 seconds, increasing the enemy's damage taken by 5% as well. So it's going to make them get hit a lot harder as well. And then we have Pestilent Colossus. Is going to be kind of the main source of your bomb as well, because this is going to make them get hit a lot harder. and this is going to absolutely be destroying their health bar. If you can have the charm go off, and if this ultimate is properly hitting them all 3 times, brothers, you're destroying them. Like they're done. They're done. There's not much they can do, because it's going to do 10k damage to them 3 times basically, and then also it's going to apply major vulnerability to them, increasing their damage taken by 10%. So you got major vuln and minor vuln on them at all times. It's insane the amount of damage that it does. Also, Blue Betty is going to be on our back bar. This is going to be your source of major brutality and sorcery, increasing your weapon and spell damage by 20%. Also, it's a cleanse, so if you're taking a lot of damage and you've got a lot of dots on you, if you spam Blue Betty, it'll take off one negative effect on you every time you activate it. So don't forget about that pro tip, because it's important. Also, Raise Against Time, I know we talked about this earlier, but it's your major expedition and minor force, increasing your critical damage by 10%, as well as your movement speed by 30%. Also, on top of that, it's going to remove all snares and immobilizations from you for 4 seconds. So if you're kind of getting stuck and locked down, activate this. You're fast, you're out of there. It's great. Also, Resolving Vigor. This is a nice 5-second heal over time to get you right back up to full health. And then on top of that, it's going to give you minor resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 3k for 20 seconds. And then we're going to be using Healing Soul, but this is going to be a little bit different from how I normally do it. So we're going to be using the burst heal on that, which is really good. And on top of there, we're also going to be using Restore 600 magic and stamina recovery, because we want to get our resources back slightly. And then it's going to give us major vitality. Ooh, I must have not changed this. Normally, I switched builds. I saved this to my to the armory, and then after I saved this is when I switched it. The last one says major vitality. I put on major resolve on this one because I didn't have any other source of major resolve. So take out major vitality on this and put on the major resolve script, and that's exactly how I run this, because I don't have any other sources of major resolve on this. So that's what I do. And then also I've got Relentless Focus, because what this does is you don't activate this ever, but what this does is it's going to give you a bunch of extra weapon and spell damage stacks just for having this at full stacks. So it's great. It gives you a bunch of extra damage for no reason. Also, Temporal Guard, because on their back bar, you just get minor protection real quick, so we're a little bit more tanky. And then for our champion points, our blue slottables are going to be Resilience, Fighting Finesse, Ironclad, and Biting Aura. Our red tree is going to be Pain's Refuge, Sustained by Suffering, Celerity, and Survival Instincts. And our green tree, we didn't really care about much, but what we do care about is Breakfall. Breakfall is very good. Also, put in Ration or Liquid Efficiency. Like put those in. It's very important. Like it extends your food by 30 minutes. It's awesome. Also, Liquid Efficiency, dude, stop it. Liquid Efficiency is going to maybe have a consumable not proc, which is awesome. And then also, like, Steed's Blessing is good as well. But yeah, Gifted Rider, War Mount, those are good ones as well, in case you just want to just move fast. So let's go and let's talk about the combo for this and how to actually properly use it. So what this does, and the best way to do this, I want to give you the exact breakdown. Obviously, you know, to keep your buffs up on your back bar, like you guys know that. Make sure that your Race Against Time is always procced, because that's very, very, very helpful for both your damage and your overall Wretched Vitality sustain. So you want to keep up your damage, you want to keep up that, you want to keep up that. So what I do, this is the exact combo that I use to be able to help. So what I do is I hit my Shulks first, and then I hit my Lotus Fan. No, I'm sorry. I said that incorrectly. I do my Shulks first, and then my Contingency. And then from there, when I activate my Lotus Fan, it will activate at the point at where where it ends. So I do Shulks, Contingency. Oh wait, sorry. I messed up the timing on that. I still have the other one down. Sorry. So it's gonna be Shulks, then Contingency, and then Lotus Fan, Ultimate, and then just a bunch of spin to wins, because that's gonna take out most of your targets. And I mean, look, this guy's got a bunch of health, but I mean, look, you see what I mean. You see what I mean. And F5 to reset. Thank you. Also, somebody taught me that I could do F5 to reset. You guys, never knew that. Never knew that. Thank you guys so much. So one more time, just so that you guys know. So it's going to be Deep Fissure, and then it's going to be Contingency, Lotus Fan, Ultimate in that order. So Deep Fissure, Contingency, Lotus Fan, that. And then on top of there, it's just so much damage. Like here, F5, let's reset that and let's look at this real quick. Let's look at the CMX on this because I want to show you guys just exactly what it does. So Whirling Blades does a lot of damage right there. Hits for about 9k max on that one, but that's just a target dummy. I don't even think it was at half health yet. Colossus is just hitting so hard. What's really cool is a Rush of Agony. That procs as well, and that adds a bunch of extra damage for your build as well that people don't really take into account when that burst damage is going off. So I think it's a great source of overall damage, and I really like this build. I've been having so much fun with it. I've been using tripods on this build, but I feel like move pots would yield you better results personally. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy. If you do, let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate if you could hit that like button for me. I'd appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for watching. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. We're about to hit 11,000 subscribers, so if you're still watching at this point in the video and you haven't subscribed, if you could do that, we might get 11,000 off of this video. I'm not sure. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, Crocodile, I appreciate you so much for being here. Today's just one of those days where it's just, I'm having a rough day today. I'm having a really rough day today. So I apologize. The vibes are usually a lot better than this. Yo, Gemini, what's up, dude? I can't break free. I can't break free. Yo, Daily Best, how are ya? Hello. If I get this... Yep, I got a kill right there, which is good. I don't need to use my ult there. I'm good. I can use my ult again, or I can use my one thing in 10. Cool. Don't need to push that. I've got anything. What's your question? What's your question? I can see if I can help answer. We're 9-0 to start with. Nice, bro. Let's go. Yo, Daily, thank you so much for the sub. That was nice. That was insane right there. I am in some low MMR. Yo, thank you for subbing on YouTube, dude. You're a legend. I'm just kind of waiting. I'm being patient because I've almost got ult again, and if I could just wait until... I almost had that, dude. Can I get that purify right there? Nope, it went away. That's unfortunate.
I didn't really want to ult right there. If I can get that purify, thank you. Alrighty. All right, interesting. Trying to dial on BG. Sometimes they have next. Hey, look, that's the thing is like you're gonna have your good games, you're gonna have your bad games, right? I'm gonna hold back. I didn't really need to go offensive there. We come back and it wasn't. So I've got a full video for that if you're interested. It'll explain things. So like I made the video because I'm so bad at explaining things in real time, but I'm like, you know what, if I do that, then it'll be able to help people that are, ooh, that was beautiful. It'll be able to help people in a more coherent way because I've tried and I'm just straight up not. Holy shit. I've tried, but I do have a difficult time explaining things sometimes. So I could get you that link if you want. But yeah, it'll, so basically you sacrifice, say I'm on a warden. I get rid of one of my warden skill lines, and then I could put on any other skill line in the game, more or less. Oh no, I died. Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry, I'm like, sometimes I'm really bad at explaining things, so like, I wish I could do a better job at it, but I know my limitations. I know what I'm bad at sometimes. All right, we got it. Sure, guys, Snowbreaker. You could do it. It'll give you. Ooh. It'll give you some nice distance. So with that, like the reason why people like that, as a change, is that it'll give you distance between your enemy and you. I almost have an ult. There we go. That's another 2 down. Nice. I've almost got my ult, which is good. I'm gonna try it. Nope, I tried to kill him, but... Holy shit, that pull on that one dude was ridiculous. That should not have pulled him. Wow. All right. Well, this is crazy. Yeah, I'll get the link for you. Let me finish this match, and I 100% got you. I 100% got you on that link. Yeah. Of course. Damn, dude. Gotta love MMR in this game. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. This is ridiculous. Bro, 53-1 so far. What if we slow down on the relic stuff and just let me just farm kills out for the rest of this match? No, don't grab it. No. Did he drop it? Yeah, he dropped it. Let's go, baby. All right, I think they're... All right, dude. Yo, Hush, what's up, dude? Yeah, this is probably one of those one-sided BGs you'll ever see in your life. So we went 58-1, which isn't bad, I don't think. I don't think that's that bad. I think 58-1's pretty good.